What is up, YouTube? This video, as you guys can see, is the opposite of God in hell. So, anything that comes from God is love, peace, perfection, goodness. Well, not goodness, because goodness is mistakes. It has mistakes. Mercy, faith, hope, water, food, sleep, rest, prayers, kindness, joy, happiness, no fear. So, what is the opposite of God in hell? Well, in hell, people are experiencing right now underneath our feet, since hell is in the center of the earth. They went down into the pit. There's scriptures in the Bible that actually mention, that give you clear satisfaction ideals and facts that the hell right now, the current hell, Sheol, is down deep beneath the earth as we speak right now, with people literally burning. It's not the lake of fire until after Judgment Day. Then the lake of fire is going to be somewhere else. Who knows? But, so what is the opposite of God in hell? The opposite of God in hell. All the stuff that comes from God that I just mentioned, which I'm not going to mention again, none of it is in hell. None. Not one single bit of it is in hell. Not one. Not 1 single percent. Not one microscopic upon billions of infinitely billions microscopic piece of God's presence or attributes in hell. People have to endure that forever, for all eternity. People right now in hell, underneath our feet, burning, are literally... And burning is not even the worst part. No. Burning is just a microscopic piece of what they're feeling right now in hell. Is burning in flames, hotter than any volcano up on the earth. If you jump inside of a volcano, obviously it's impossible. But if you put on immortality for just 1 second, if it was possible to put on immortality, if you went to Hawaii and you jumped in one of the active volcanoes and you landed in the lava, obviously that would be so painful, right? That would be excruciatingly painful, right? That's what people are enduring right now in hell, because they are immortal. But that's not even the worst part. That's just a tiny, tiny piece of what people are suffering in hell. The biggest thing is being without God for all eternity, and the hopelessness to know that you're going to be there forever, for eternity. There's nothing that you can do to get yourself out. You had your chance. You know it in hell. When you're in hell, you know that you're there for all eternity. Once you're there, you know it 100% sure you're there for all of eternity. Well, not the current hell, but you know that you will never be with God. After you get judged, you will be in the lake of fire for all eternity. You know that 100% sure, that you're unsaved and that it's too late for you to get saved for all eternity. How awful is that, to be without God, to be without God's presence? Not one single piece of God. Here on earth, right? We're still, when we're feeling in our darkest moods, depressed, sad, angry, whatever, alone, like abandoned by the world, we're still in God's care. I mean, we're still in the presence of God. God's presence is still on this earth. It's still on this earth, because as long as you still have breath, you're in the presence of God. So that being said, right there, as long as you can sleep, you're in the presence of God. If you're not in the presence of God, you will be dead. You will be in hell. So we still have the presence of God on earth. But can you imagine what it would feel like to be completely hopeless, to be completely depressed, to like depressed with no hope, and beyond any imaginary level of depressed that you've ever felt here on earth. To know that it's going to last for all eternity, never ending, not going to feel better, you're not going to stop suffering, you're not going to stop burning, nothing is going to save you. You had your chance to get saved. In hell, when people actually on earth don't know how to get saved and escape hell, they don't know the true way to get saved, a lot of people. But that's not an excuse. When you die, you're still not going to go to heaven. God's not going to cut you slack and say, oh, I'm going to let you in heaven because you didn't know the way to salvation. You're still a sinner. No. So they will know how they could have gotten saved while in hell. It's like that they already know. Once you're in hell, you already know. It's like, I don't understand. It's your mind can't understand it. So let's see here. Whatever you hate, is there anything you hate with a passion? Maybe it's spiders. Maybe it's snakes. All of that is in hell. All of that is in hell. Spiders, snakes, those are in hell. From Bill Wies's testimony, he actually said he saw spiders and snakes, maggots. They're all demons in different forms, though. So demons are able to shapeshift themselves into forms. So that being said, how can you... That is just... It's just terrifying. It is just absolutely... So the opposite of God. There's no sleep in hell. There's no water in hell. You're thirsty for all eternity. There's no food in hell. You're hungry for all eternity, and it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. The effects just keep coming and coming more and more and more and more. If you go, I've went 5 days without eating anything except for one meal before, because when I was in June of 2015, I had a fever and stuff, and I just wasn't hungry. I wasn't hungry, so I didn't want to eat. I could have if I wanted to. I was drinking water, though. No worries there. But I had only one meal, like some octopus or something like that. And 5 days later, I couldn't speak. I couldn't speak correctly. I couldn't speak for some reason. I couldn't talk. My mouth was uttering gibberish. It's like you're talking when you're drunk or haven't slept. Actually, it felt like I hadn't slept for like 3.5 days. You know what that feels like, right? Your vision is all like... That's what I felt like without eating anything for 5 straight days. But in hell, what is 5 days compared to eternity? Right? Am I right? That was 5 days that I didn't eat anything but one meal. That was 5 days. That wasn't all eternity. Absolutely not. No. And the effects, those effects were scaring me. Can you imagine it? Billions and billions and billions and billions and billions of years with the effects of not eating coming after you? I couldn't. The effects just stack up more and more. Water. Hell is so hot. Bill Wiese actually says in one of his videos that hell is actually 12,000 degrees. It's 12,000 degrees in hell. Thousands and thousands and thousands of degrees. If you started the oven, if you put yourself in the oven and let it get maximum hot, you die. Yeah, obviously. But, that's like thousands of degrees hotter than that by several. He actually mentions, Bill Wiese also mentions, how would you like it to be in a place as hot as the sun for all eternity? So apparently hell is as hot as the sun is for all eternity. No cool, no air, no AC or anything. So, completely, if you went to hell for 1 second and it was like you were in Las Vegas and it was like 130 degrees outside. You came outside, 130 degrees would feel like 9 degrees in winter. It'll feel like Antarctica compared to what you just endured for 1 second. That's how hot hell is. It'll feel like you've been in a freezer for 25 hours straight without coming out when you come back from only 1 second. So that right there is hot. That right there isn't even the worst part. if you imagine that, the worst part is that right there is like billions and billions and billions upon billions and billions and billions of times microscopic, more microscopic compared to being without God for all eternity. So being without God for all eternity is infinitely worse than any torments you experience in hell, anything worse than you can even imagine, infinitely worse than anything you could even hope to think, not hope, but, you know, it's worse than anything ever. It's worse than being ripped apart by demons. Same with Bill Weiss. He actually said that in his videos he was like tormented by demons. I don't know if that's true or not, but it scares me enough. Let me tell you, I don't know for sure if that's real or not. So that I'm just going to say, if that's 1% sure, if that's just 1%, there's a 1% chance that he's telling the truth. That's all the infinitely eternal way to stay out of that horrific place. And thank God I made it to salvation. I received Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior September 6th, 2014. I am forever out of reach of hell. Yes, thank God. So that is just awful what people are experiencing in hell. They made their choice. They didn't receive Jesus as their Lord and Savior, so they have to pay the penalty for their sins themselves. I really hope you guys enjoy this video. Make sure you subscribe so you can I can have more people view my videos. It's absolutely excruciatingly vital for just one view, because just one view could change somebody's whole life or eternity. It could literally change somebody's eternity if they get saved through watching my videos. So share this video with your friends, your family, anybody that you know is an atheist. Just heed the warning to them. I don't care if they don't want you to talk about it to them. Just do it anyways. Plant the seed is what Jesus calls it. Just spread the word, and you planted the seed and Jesus would do the rest. He'll put it in their mind to do it. He doesn't force anybody to do it. I hope you guys enjoy this video. See ya.